Welcome to Clockmaster's Hour, a podcast connecting the past, present, and future of Caldwell County through oral history. I'm Brandon Gray, and I live in Lockhart, Texas. Today's guests are Sandy and Cheryl Dozier. I was asking Jess how I should introduce y'all. She said Sandy and Cheryl are Lockhart's unofficial grandparents. Okay, a laugh. Okay. Does that sound right?
It's probably right. It probably is right.
Well, according to some of the people's ages, I guess we got started young.
Yeah, it's not even the age thing per se. It's like a
That's funny. That's
like
sweet.
y'all
It's
support
sweet.
everyone. You let everyone stay up past their bedtime.
That's cute.
You let me drink 2 Dr. Peppers instead of 1. But no, I feel like you know everyone in the
That's
town.
funny. That's cute.
Part of that's because you've lived here for a long time. Part of it's because you take pictures.
So we know that's what happened was. You're not taping this, right?
Oh, man.
Already?
Yeah, but I cut out anything dumb that I.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That I say. I leave in the dumb things that you know say. No,
Oh,
they're-
that's funny.
No.
Mainly, most of the people we've met that we really are closer to, probably met in the last 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Maybe less than 10 years. Whenever we started walking around taking pictures, that was during the pandemic.
2020.
It's 2020.
Yeah. We started taking pictures in 2019. We started going downtown with it 2020.
See, what happened was we were backpacking and kayaking, canoeing, doing all that kind of stuff all the time. I used to not have this. I used to not be front packing like I am now.
He's patting his belly with a back scratcher.
But one day, it was Father's Day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I couldn't stand up. And everything was rocking. And there was about 6 months, but it was during the pandemic. So our friends never knew it, so we were all in. But I couldn't walk. I couldn't get out of this chair. I couldn't move side to side or anything. And then so I started having to learn to walk again. And we would go downtown. We couldn't kayak or canoe. We couldn't backpack. We couldn't take a chance to do anything like that. Right, because I couldn't walk a block hardly. But we started going downtown and walking around because if something happened, I fell, there was somebody there to pick me up. And there was obstacles that I needed to practice on. And we started just taking our camera, and we decided we were going to take pictures of 100 people, 100 strangers with their dogs.
With their dogs?
With their dogs. That was our plan. And man, we got some nice ones, but it got to where pretty quick we started knowing everybody by their dog. I was talking to the guy Friday, still, oh, you're a German Shepherd, yeah. But we got knowing everybody like that. And first, and then we just kept meeting people, and it was unbelievable how kind people were to us. I mean, they didn't know us they didn't know us at all. And when I was walking around, people knew I was walking. I was having to walk around the block at first. I was going all over the place, and I tell them I'm not drunk, you know. And so you see
I'm having
me, I call
therapy.
In the middle of the night?
Yeah. Well, and there was people over here that started leaving an ice chest out in a chair for me. So when I got it's about halfway, they said, you can sit down here and have some water.
They just did that on their own?
On their own. I didn't even know I never had met them. I just was telling and explaining why I was walking all up. I looked like I was drunk. I mean, it was unreal. But
would you say y'all have like more sense of a community now than ever before? Or I mean, the past few years.
Yes. So
Except when we
before it
first
was the
moved here.
neighborhood. You know, before everything was very localized to our neighborhood, and our, you know, we have 4 sons, And so a lot of the people we knew revolved around our sons and what they were involved in our church. And now it's just, we know people everywhere, and every person we've met has been kind
Well, see,
and is kind to us.
first people, the main people we knew at first, we came back here. When did we come back here?
2000 is when we moved here.
And my grandmother lived in this house. My dad was born in that house across the street. That was my great-grandfather's house, and this was our farm. But the lady next to us, she was my grandmother's best friend. She was 105 when she died. And I mean, she remembered my kids. I don't know my kids' birthdays. She was 105 years old and remembered all their birthdays. She probably knew our anniversary, which I kind of almost know. I know the seasons we got married. Anyway, and then the people over there, I thought they were our cousins. I mean, we just knew everybody in this neighborhood. And we knew other people around, but to most of them, I was just my grandparents' grandson or my dad's mom's son. Because both sides of my family were from here. But
back from how back? Going back?
Oh, there was
this house was built in the mid 1800s.
Mid 1800s, but it's out of a different form. We moved it here in 46. But I mean, well, I'm kidding 13 families here.
What did you say?
I'm kidding 13 families here in town. And but like I said, this whole end of town this from here that way is a old Trammell subdivision. And my great grandfather was Sam Trammell, and he had 3 farms and 3 daughters, and 2 of them sold theirs, and we still own the one that's out at Joliet and Startown. But in the paper, we started looking at those 13 names. They have like a deal where you can get on there on a computer.
The newspaper archives? Or,
yeah.
Well, or genealogical.
No, it's a newspaper.
You just type in a name and okay, how many times it's been mentioned.
Yeah.
In family names. And we started messing around with it. And
with the post register?
Yeah. Since 1872, I've had family mentioned over 10,000 times.
Oh, wow.
In the paper.
Wow. That's one of the things about like history. I feel like I'm just gonna only like scratch at the edges of, I don't know. There's just so much to go into. But
well, one thing I try to do always that helps when I'm talking about the history of town, anything I talk about, I try not to tether myself too tightly to the truth.
Good. Yeah, this podcast is not tethered to the truth.
Yeah.
People, actual history.
Yeah. It's how it should be, maybe not how it was. But there's some,
here to disappoint the history people.
But we really enjoyed the people that have moved in.
Yep.
All the people that moved in, and the way they've just, and I don't want to name names because I'll forget somebody because there's just so many people.
Yeah.
The people who are moving here are making the community what they thought it already was. And, with courthouse nights and with, all of the things that revolve around the library. And this weekend we had the Caldwell County Creatives Art Show and Sale. And we had 4 or 5 new people who just moved here, some within the last year, some within a month of the challenge. And they just jump right in and get involved, and they're seeking out things, people who can help them just thrive where we are. And it's been exciting. It's been very, very fun getting to meet people.
Yeah, I guess one of the things that stands out about y'all is that y'all are over the age of whatever.
Now watch this. Watch what you say next.
And y'all aren't grumpy about the change in Lockhart. Yeah, I'm only 41, and I've already gotten like some of that defensiveness about like protectiveness or whatever. But y'all seem to just be like, oh, it's been changing for what?
Well, we saw it when it was dead down there.
Yeah.
I mean, when I always tell people the same thing. I always tell people that 10 years ago, that if there was a car on the square Saturday morning, That means it broke down driving through town Friday night
Yeah.
because there was nothing down there. Now, but we've lost some real great things. I'll tell you, like arts and craft and Lodolph Fanny's, that was crushing,
Yeah, that's one of my next podcasts. If everything goes according to plan, Sarah Barr and Lane and Jessica want to just kind of reflect on arts and crafts, which I think would be really
Yes.
cool. Spend a kind of a good
We
amount of
met
time.
a lot of our friends that we have now. We met at those two places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really got to know a lot of people at Arts and Craft and Lodolph Fanny's.
It's amazing how nice.
They're all,
Gosh,
there's just
wasn't
so...
naming that, but Barbara and Haley, how they were to us.
Yeah.
Barbara and Haley when we go down there. And I mean, there's people, but they were so nice to us. They had no reason to be nice to us. I mean, we weren't, we had nothing in common. We were old people, and I mean, we had nothing in common with people that were working hard, because you hadn't seen me work hard. People that were working hard, people that were, doing things. And we were just people that were just showing up.
And I really admire how the people that we met in those places, they would do anything for anybody, and they have, but also whatever it takes to make a living, they're willing to do it because, they have a strong work ethic. They're kind, they're thoughtful, they're welcoming to to everyone around them, and we're an example of some people that they just welcomed in, and it makes your heart feel good that you're surrounded by people who just
Yeah, I mean, Lockhart at its best is not cliquish. It's kind of just like, hey, who are you?
There's 2 towns of Lockhart, and I can't tell you how many people that I've met that've been there, or I've talked to, they're friends of mine, been there forever, and they've never been to anything downtown. They've never been to Courthouse Heights. They've never been anything eating there and stuff.
Oh, so the 2 Lockharts are the square and then everything else, kind of, or
well, yeah, or
something like that.
Yeah,
the last year or so we've had
geographically, I guess you'd say,
we've had a lot of people coming in for First Friday from, and other days of the also, but they come in from Kyle or San Antonio, Buda, Austin, and when people come in just visiting, they want to come and stay for one thing. A lot of them end up moving here. But, if we're getting an influx of people from out of Lockhart, it doesn't bother me. I love it because they're helping support the local businesses and the local art scene and music scene and everything that we can only do that in a limited way. We can't, we can't. We always tip. We always tip them, our servers. We always tip our, whoever we're listening to, music-wise and stuff. But our little bit of money is not going to keep everyone, in business. And so I think it's wonderful to welcome in a lot of people who are visiting because it helps us all.
Yeah.
And isn't it strange, really, when you think about it, how many Jessicas there are here? I was saying today, probably at least 3% of our town's population is Jessica. We have the highest.
That's a mystery.
Yeah, we probably have per capita more Jessicas than. But
I think it's a selling point. Yeah.
I like them all.
Barbecue in Jessica, capital of Texas.
Yeah, it's the Jessica, capital of Texas. I don't know one Jessica I don't like. I'm a fan of all of them. There's a lot of them. I don't know how I got off.
It's funny, when I was just meeting them, it was like Jessica Moth, the one that carries a moth, and then Jessica Yarn, but Jessica the Yarn.
It was funny when we first started meeting people. We put their contact information on our phones as whatever their Instagram was.
Yeah.
And we called Megan Betty Rumble for years, and then we found out her name, and we just kept Betty Rumble. That's her contact.
She's Betty Rumble in my brain, and maybe right now I'm making the switch, Megan. But yeah, Betty Rumble. Make it true.
But no, we've been really just proud of how of being from here. I mean, when people come here and they're from, we talk to everybody, you know that. And they say, you know, always ask me, "You from here?" And yeah, it's how long you been here? You know, 2 months. It's how you like it. I love it. You know, I mean, they just, everybody, or they'll say, "We'll meet people. You from?" And they say, "No." I said, "When are you moving here?" And it's always next time they say, "Well, we're thinking about it."
Yeah.
You know, and I'm all for it.
Yes.
I think if everybody just makes us richer, yes, it just makes us richer.
Yeah. There's no use being nostalgic for when the square was dead or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and always that, and there's no, life's too short to go through life just being a jerk.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, that's everybody. Your first and only job that you have to do first.
Let's not be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk. Build on that.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know if this will come across right, but like whenever you take a picture of somebody, there's always the sort of subtext of, I like this person's interesting. There's never like you don't take pictures of people you don't like.
I don't remember.
Not that you don't like anyone.
I don't remember people's names, but I remember every picture I've taken, and they'll come up and they'll send. I saw last week, said, "Oh yeah, you're the German Shepherd," like that. I told you earlier, or like these other two people. I'd taken a picture at the Pride Parade.
Yeah.
And they came up to me and I said, "Yeah." I said, "I remember y'all." I described the picture. And one thing we've always tried to do is not make anybody look silly unless they're acting silly, you know.
Yeah.
But we try to make people always look their best. And people were surprised at how good they look. When you show them, I don't take good pictures. I look bad. And then you show them and say, "Oh, that's pretty cute."
Yeah.
And it's a nice thing. I mean, it's a neat feeling to
make someone feel good about themselves.
Yeah. Because there's plenty of things to make people feel bad about themselves. You know, you don't have to look too far from that. And just pushing your finger on a button can make people feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do it?
I feel like, you know, this is just speculation, but whatever you went through with your health stuff during the pandemic kind of cleared away some of the bullshit a little bit. Or
exactly.
Yeah.
We had, well, a lot of things got replaced, like I said, and they were important things, but we used to go backpacking and hiking. I mean, a lot. I mean, a whole lot. We used to go canoeing and kayaking once a week, you know. We'd go off someplace.
There for a while we were doing it a few times a week, several times a
we
week.
did it a few times a week. Yeah. And when that was taken away, you know, it was, all of a sudden it was taken away. It's obvious we weren't going to be able to do that. It was replaced with not just taking pictures, but with people.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just.
And it's still something you do together, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we like each other. You know, I mean, after this much time that she hadn't, you know, killed me in my sleep or something, that says something.
This question's for Cheryl. How long have y'all been married? I'm letting Sandy out.
We've been married 35 years. We've known each other 36. Yeah. We met on a Friday night about 10:30 at night, and by Sunday morning we were naming our kids.
Oh wow. And it worked out.
Yeah. So far, so good.
His parents, you know, just grew up as friends. They just knew each other all their lives. But when they decided to get married, they got married right away. And my parents knew each other 3 months when they got married. We were engaged, you know, 5 weeks after we met. And so, yeah.
Well, my great-grandparents, they went to Luling to talk to the preacher about marrying them. And they were in a car. They were actually driven over there. And that was a big deal for my family. That somebody had a car back then. And he was about to leave and going to be gone for like 2 weeks. And so he married them in the car. They were sitting in their car, and he just leaned in and married them.
Yeah, no wasting.
Yeah, drive-by
wedding.
Can't wait.
Yeah, we don't mess around. We don't mess around. When it's time, it's just time. We just get it done.
I feel like one of my worst nightmares is people asking me dates on like camera or something like that. How many boys do y'all have?
We have 4 sons.
4 sons?
Yeah. From 28 to 34 years old. And three of them are married. And so far we have 6 grandkids.
Yeah. And they all turned out amazing.
They're
Yes.
the best 4 people I know. We had 4 sons in 6 years, and that's with losing one. And they absolutely are the best people I know.
And their wives, we love our daughters-in-law. They're just perfect for our kids, and our kids are perfect for them.
I used to incentivize them when they were young. We used to always sit at the table, and they could finish it right now. And I'd always say, boys, Daddy has 4 sons and love enough for 3.
There's not one of them with a complex.
He got a lot of bad looks when he said that in public.
I've got a lot of bad looks in public.
People that, yeah, you say things in public and people, 95% of the people know you around you.
But they're just good. Kind, strong, tough guys.
Yeah, I feel like
And funny. They're hilarious.
Oh man.
They come over and we're just in stitches. They make us laugh all the time still.
But that's the reason we've been able to be married so long and never had a fight, because for so long we had a common enemy. You know, it's us, it's those boys. If he ever showed any weakness,
I think they stuck around just to have food.
It was a battle.
Yeah, if there's ever any separation between us, we would have been done for.
Y'all needed a united front.
Yeah,
Yes.
we just sometimes go to the back of the house and just get in the fetal position and quiver. Just.
I think he said one time, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, it's a wonder they got through their childhood in one piece or something like that's the sentiment. Right?
Oh yeah, it's a wonder we got through their childhood, but yeah, we've had 4 different snake bites, right?
Yes,
Joseph's been
yes.
bit by 3, and then Speed's been bitten by 1. We've had concussions. We've had electrocutions, trampled by horses, trampled by cows.
A hammer dropped from a treehouse down
Yeah.
another one's head.
And then one poked a stick, and the other one had poked a hole through his eyelid, and you could see his eyeball when he closed his eye.
Our oldest one, when he was just barely walking, put an asp in his mouth, and his throat started closing up.
Oh, yeah.
Because, well, I don't know why you would do that.
He thought it was a piece of jerky.
He was like 3, and I was always had jerky. I made him.
He was 1.
And I'd always lay out there for him, and he just kicked out of him instead.
Oh my God.
He was a year old.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, like, there's a bunch of bow and arrows on the... No one got shot with a bow and arrow.
No. But you know what we used to do?
We used to have 2 racks, but our sons took most of their bows, so that's all we have
They
left
still
now.
use them.
Oh
We
yeah.
used to open that front door right there and open the back door that lines up with it.
Yeah.
And we had a target on the back fence, so we could stand on the front porch and shoot through the house and across the deck to the target.
Yeah. And someone getting shot was not one of the accidents that y'all ever had.
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
We did find when the boys moved out, we found a lot of holes in the
Oh,
walls.
a lot of like
BB and pellet guns.
yeah, like airsoft
arrow holes.
BB
Yeah.
dings and all the closet walls and stuff in their room.
I mean, it sounds like a good childhood. Like, you would
We had a
Like,
blast.
maybe a few heart attacks along the way. But that's what I would call a good childhood.
There's a space that opens up in the floor right in front of the fireplace hearth, and there was a mouse that kept peeking its head up. And Sandy said, "Boys, get your guns." And they all went and got their BB guns and got behind the couch and started aiming. It was like whack-a-mole, except
Oh,
with
wow.
BB guns and a mouse. It was hilarious.
I feel like I'm looking at the hole right now.
It's behind there. Yeah.
that's where that was. But I'm back to Lockhart and the growth and the change. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Embrace it and
it's gonna
enjoy it.
happen. And
Y'all aren't pulling your hair out about it.
No.
I love it.
Yes.
I mean, I really do love it. If the people that are concerned about it, they would ever spend one Thursday evening for some reason when everybody's just relaxed and sitting around outside and stuff down there, if they would ever go and just take a chance, meet somebody, just walk up to somebody they didn't know, and just start talking to them, it wouldn't take long till they'd see, man, this is really great. It's really nice.
We've had tons of people come over and eat with us, and everyone stays, 2.5, 3 hours, and we never leave the dining room table.
Yeah.
And it's just nice, and everybody, it's good to get to know each other. It's great to say hi. It's great to, say hello and wave and smile and everything. But when you actually have a conversation with somebody, it doesn't go away. You always have that time.
Yeah.
And it means a lot when people just, embrace that situation.
We're in a lot of trouble if people don't start communicating a little bit and ease up a little bit.
Yeah.
Good night.
Get off Facebook and go to the square.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes me sad. I've heard people say the square is for the new Lockhart.
The square's
No,
for
it's not.
everyone.
Yeah.
It's been there. Think of how long it's been there, and how many people have come and gone and enjoyed it and built it, and thankfully we have more people coming and building but the people who have come in with the different businesses, they have preserved the integrity of the buildings. They preserve the integrity of the history, and they just clean it up. They just clean it up and make it shine a little again, and it's just so it's fantastic and special to be in a place that's been there so long.
The Baker Theater, I mean, what's been done with it. Now, there was local people that kept it going, but the influx and what it is now, I mean, it's amazing. You should have said more about, when you're talking to Doug last week,
all kinds of
you
things
should
I
have said
should've
more
said
about
there.
Jess. So that set,
Right when it finished, I said,
I mean,
I said an expletive.
Good Lord, she did. Man, that was amazing.
Those sets are
what
just
she does.
spectacular.
I mean, it's amazing what she does. But that would just be an empty building.
Yeah.
Probably. If it wasn't that black box next to it, it would be just stored. And the people, the influx of people want to be part of the community.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I was trying not to name names, but Taylor Burge, just the way she's gotten so involved in the and not in I wouldn't say in city politics, that's the vehicle, but in a community, the politics is just the vehicle she's using, but to get involved with the community beyond those few blocks around there.
And they, Taylor and a number of people have been
It goes
really.
without saying that we're not going to.
Yes, we're not even going to try to name everybody because it's just our memories are too bad. But the way that it's not. A while ago we were kind of talking about how people know the square or don't know the square, and it's kind of for some people it's kind of a separate entity all its own.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people who are a very huge part of the square are really doing a lot to help our schools. Getting involved with, just promoting the different programs, creating programs, and just like Rachel and Will with getting the school involved in courthouse nights now. And, I know that they said that they've been wanting to since the beginning, but, now it's finally getting to happen. And people need to realize that a community is multifaceted. There's the shopping, there's the eating, there's the entertainment, but there's the schools, there's the people. Just we don't ever go in one place. We're everywhere.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
think it's very exciting how there's so many people that just kind of intertwine, intermingle all the
It's
different
kind of a
entities.
small, yeah, I think that's maybe still like a small town thing. It's like there's the
Yeah,
circles
we're not
aren't,
a small town anymore.
no, but
We haven't been in a long
but the
time,
circles still
but there's
mix,
so
you know?
Yeah.
much community now, and I love it, and that excites me because that's hope, for a good future.
Yeah.
And and we don't know what's to come. All we can do is just really enjoy now, and we do.
You've been doing this. You've been meeting fascinating people.
Well, I use my camera too. Like
Yeah,
it's,
it,
yeah, I
it
relate
opens
to
doors.
you.
Absolutely, it opens doors. It opens doors.
Yeah.
What surprised you? What has been since you started doing this? What has surprised you?
Hmm. Of just meeting people and filming. I think people with so much on the internet, people are kind of scared to be recorded or something like that. And so it's, I don't know, I guess I'm surprised, not really surprised, but the trust, there's been a lot of trust that's getting thrown my way, if I'm putting a camera in someone's face. So it's very, very trusting community in a good way.
Hmm.
When you ask questions, have you noticed that when people start to answer, it's just all of a sudden the dike breaks.
Yeah.
And once they tell you about one thing, another thing, and another thing, and another thing, it just leads to another.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're good at that. You're real good at that. And the people that we've heard, when the shows we heard you do, they're very fascinating people. Everybody's got a story, don't they?
Yeah.
Everybody's got a story, and you do a good job of letting them tell it. I mean, it's just
Well, I don't kick myself, but like I was the other day, I was like, oh, this show's so random, but every person's so different, and
but that's the best thing about it is
yeah.
to be random. When you and Luke were that's it. That's it.
Turn the ringer off.
Oh, I didn't know you can turn a ringer off like that. I'm sorry.
I'm there.
But a lot of times people don't realize they have a story until they're given an opportunity to share it. And as soon as they start talking, it just kind of reminds them of other things. And I if you ask me something, what is something you remember from childhood or something, well, I'd have to really think. And don't make a snide remark because that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I'd have to really think about that. But then once I thought of something, it would just trigger more, and I would
Right.
remember other things and stuff. And so it's good to just talk to people, and it's good to listen. It's really,
Yeah.
really good to just listen, because sometimes, people don't have a lot of opportunities to just share themselves
Yeah.
without a preconceived notion or a purpose, just to visit, just to talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want people to feel safe when I record them, and I feel like y'all do the same thing because I like people, It's kind of, I'm never out to,
But people
gotcha.
people need that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that will just kind of casually. One thing I've learned that we've tried to be serious about is don't just say how you doing and walk off.
We keep walking.
Really, how are you doing? And once they get the first couple of words, and some people have stories that just make you laugh. Some of them make you happy. But some people have stories that make your ears bleed.
Yeah, they're going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and it's amazing how many times we've talked to people. One person in particular, I remember just off the top of my head, it was about 2.5 hours before they finally
Let it all out.
Once
let it
they
off their chest.
and I had known them less than 2.5 hours. But they needed somebody that wasn't one of them. You know, it wasn't in on all that and didn't know that they could just,
Yeah.
you know, tell.
You're safe to feel
Yeah.
whatever you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though you're taping it and they know you're going to play it, they still feel, you make them feel safe doing it. You do a good job.
Everybody needs a safe place. Everybody needs a safe place, and everybody needs kindness. And if we can give that to people, then what a blessing for us and them.
Yeah, I've told you before, someday you're going to be the old man who tells stories. That's what they're going to know you as. But I mean, that's a needed thing, because we're losing them. We're losing all these stories. You know, that when my mom died, she took so much stuff with her. You know, lived her whole life. You know, I mean,
She used to. So his mom died when she was 87, and for 5 or 6 years before she died, she used to talk about how she felt very alone, even though she was surrounded by lots of people who loved her and cared for her, because she was the only one left from her generation on both sides of the family. You know, Sandy's dad and all his brothers had died. Her brother and sister had died. She was the only one, and she talked about how, you know, she had memories that she didn't share with anybody anymore.
Yeah.
And because just things that had happened, you know, within their generation, and, you know, school or weekends, or, you know, just different things. And, you know, she could tell us those things, but it's different when you're hearing it and not having had experienced it before with her. So, I mean, it's something that I've kind of been more aware of in recent years.
That's what's good about these kind of programs. And anything, and us taking pictures, I said, dude, there's a record of it now. You know, we were doing that thing, we were trying to get pictures of everybody, and we had those books.
Everyday people.
Yeah. And then they were in Arts and Craft. When Arts and Craft closed down, that was kind of the end of that. But we still, you can look back and see, it wasn't that many years ago.
It was kind of like that People of New York book, kind of. That's kind of the idea.
I never heard about that.
Well,
till after that. Yeah. But then when I found out about it, I got 3 copies right here. I started buying them on eBay, so you get them real cheap. I give them to people all the time. I'll get them like $2 or $3. I don't know how many we've given out.
We have people. Humans of New York and Humans of New York stories.
Yeah, and we just buy them and give them out, and that's just a great deal, you know, that he did that, and it wasn't what we were trying to do, but it's kind of the same after all when we did that. But you would be, if you started looking, there's people, when you start looking through those books, they're just gone now.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know it. Before you knew it, they were just they're here and gone.
They're like filming or recording or taking pictures. There's always a sense that like everything's slipping away a little bit. But I don't know, it's at least some way to not take it for granted or appreciate it in the moment.
Because people matter. You know, the biggest fear I have in my life is that I would die and it wouldn't matter that I was here. You know, how would you like to live your whole life and die and it didn't matter that you're here? But when you start looking at these people, pictures we took, they mattered. You know, there was a reason that we took the picture of them. There was a reason that they drew got our attention.
Yeah.
It's not just going to stack a snapping, and they matter, and they matter more than they knew, and they matter more than we know. You know, I don't think you know how much you mattered till the next generation.
Yeah. So you might as well know right now.
Yeah.
It's
more philosophical than I thought I'd be.
He's got it in him.
For more inappropriate flirting with Sarah.
Well, a while ago, actually, when she said that excited her, I thought, there's another thing. There's one more thing. We didn't have 4 kids on accident.
Yeah.
That didn't just happen.
I want to use that as a transition to talk about y'all's church a little bit. No. just going for the worst transition ever. But how long have you? And remind me of the church name that y'all.
Mineral Springs Baptist
Mineral
Church,
Springs,
Church.
which has been there forever.
148 years.
148
Well,
years.
before that, it was there, and sometimes it was a Methodist. One week it'd be Methodist, next week it'd be Baptist. They switched back and forth.
They met under a brush arbor.
Yeah,
So 1878 is when they actually
became a Baptist.
The Baptist church and built their first building.
Back when you could say Baptist out loud and not feel embarrassed.
Yeah. On one bar, but I think it's mine. Yeah. Well, y'all have... Back when you could say Baptist and not be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like I say, our grandson is the 7th generation of our family to go to that church.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't take a whole lot for me to just walk away from church. The way people act now, but that church we've really worked on helping people out.
I mean, if I'll
Feeding.
call out the things that y'all do with
feeding people and building ramps and paying utility bills, and there's a lot of stuff that
at really large levels, like disaster relief type levels at some points.
So we started that in 2015 after the first flood in Martindale. They had 2 floods that year, Memorial Day, and then I think it was the day before Halloween. And so that's when our church really started feeding. And Sandy, how many meals did we feed those few months?
Oh, over 1,500.
Yeah. Yeah, and never a sandwich. We never served a sandwich. Everything was hot and, prepared and everything, because when people were dealing with such heartache and despair, we could give them one little thing, something, a meal that
seemed
felt like home.
That seemed, in the situation that people are in.
Yeah,
it doesn't take much for something.
They would have been happy to have, a bologna sandwich or something, because it would have been food that they didn't have to prepare or come up with. But our goal was to just really do something to nurture them, not just physically, but just kind of give them some hope. So
and not beat them over the head with the Bible, and not have strings attached to everything that you do or anything that you do.
Right.
I don't. There's nothing we do for. And I shouldn't go on. Now it sounds like I'm.
Yeah. No.
But there's things we've gone and built ramps for people when they weren't there, and they just show up and there's a ramp in front of their house, and that's life changing for some people. People can't get around.
So the way we started building the ramps is our son, he was in early elementary, and we would drive past this particular house every morning during the week and see the grandfather carrying his grandchild. He was in a wheelchair, and he was having to pick up the child, take the wheelchair down the steps, put him back in the wheelchair, take him to the bus, and have him, go up on the ramp on the bus. And we watched that for a long time, and our son said, we got to do something about that. And that was our first ramp. And it couldn't be attached because it was a rental house. So, Sandy figured out how to build the ramp where it could just lay up on the steps and everything. And then since then, we built anything, they I show up sometimes. Yeah. I've carried a board or two.
You do.
But
more than
but he's built anything, or they built anything from just a couple inches, like from the going from the house into the garage, just that little low step, to 30 feet long. It's just
we're going much more than 30 feet.
Huge. And cutbacks and everything just depends on the situation and in the location.
But and we never ask for any donations for it. We don't ask people to pay, and we don't put a sign out front. I feel kind of weird talking about it now, but we don't.
I know you do, but yeah.
But I mean, we don't put a sign out front. And same thing with people when they can't pay their bills, can't pay their rent, can't pay for their medicine. We don't even only people that knows that we helped them are the people that actually hand them the check. Because there's no use in making people feel bad for helping them. People need help sometimes.
Yeah.
Why? It's horrible.
I remember one thing you said that stuck with me. Like, if someone needs help and doesn't ask me for help, I'm mad at them. Well,
that's right.
Oh, if I have a friend and I found out they needed something and they didn't tell me they needed it, it hurts me. I mean, don't you think enough of me that...
You know the deal here. Like, you can do that.
Yeah. Don't you think enough of me that you'd let me help you?
I'm going to start and stop this. I'm sorry. It's it.
Oh.
Well, we've gone almost an hour. How are y'all doing? I went pretty quick.
But, during all that freeze, when it was, what was that? The bad freeze.
So,
and they had to roll back.
Ice apocalypse.
Yeah. When it went down on the square, and none of these people, this wasn't churches did this, or any organizations that did this. There were people down there that some people would put stacks of firewood out for people to have. They were over there at Chaparral. They had the table out, and that if you had any extra plumbing parts, because everybody needed extra plumbing parts, if you take and put on a table, people get them, and if you need them, you go get them. I mean, people stepped up,
Sounds like socialism to me. But...
Yeah.
Just kidding.
That's not a bad word, man.
I mean, I wasn't here for the ice apocalypse, but yeah, blankets on the benches and just kind of, mutual aid, I guess is.
Yeah, people just took care of each other. We're herd animals. People are herd animals, or we should be. And there's not a qualifier to helping people. They need help. I guess that's a qualifier. They need help. You help them. In the end.
Even if they don't voice it, if you're aware of a need, you need to address it.
Yeah. And Cheryl, you're a nurse?
Teacher.
Yeah,
I retired after 25 years. Yeah. That was my perfect job. That was my perfect job. I loved it. But then it was time to stop. And so now we're in a different chapter.
Yeah.
It worked out well for me because in the morning I would leave and I know she'd be gone all day, and I could come back to the house and sit around watching my stories on TV, and then leave before she got home, and then come back home like I had been at work. It worked out.
He's been a self-employed carpenter, and it was really great for our family because he'd get to go have lunch with our boys at school, and if anybody was ever sick, he could just drop him and go pick them up, and so it was good. It was real good.
Ooh, all right. I'm just going to think about wrapping it up. Ooh, all in all.
All in all, I would have to say, and I mean this, I have had and have the best life any person I know. It's just been magical. I mean, it really, really has.
I absolutely love my life.
I mean, I'm 65 years old, and I watch Cheryl wearing blue jeans, and I still get just kind of nervous. My knees get weak when I drop stuff on purpose. She'll be picking it up, but I mean, it's just been that kind of life.
Yeah, he's used that that dizziness and falling kind of thing, just to kind of He'll drop seeds. Oh, I can't pick that up. Can you?
Can you
help
get
me out?
Can you get that for me, Cheryl?
Oops, I dropped it again.
But I mean, it's been
All in all, flirt with your wife.
it's been a good ride, man. I mean, we've had these years. We've 35 years. We've been.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Yes.
I heard y'all saying throwing that number around a while ago.
That's yeah.
But I mean, I can't
Good
imagine.
awareness.
I can't imagine how anything could be better. You know. I don't know how much more. I don't know if I got a month or a year or 10 years or whatever. But if right now we lost everything. I had to eat cat food the rest of my life. Still had a good one, so a good one. I mean, I have nothing to complain about. Nothing. Oh, you can eat that.
I don't know how to end it better than that. So just thank y'all for.
What do you do for lunch?
This podcast is produced by Graybeard Films and made possible through the support of Go Back to California. If you have feedback or a suggestion of someone you think should be interviewed, you can reach me at brandon@graybeardfilms.com. For updates, bonus clips, and more stories from Caldwell County, follow Lockhart Bits and Pieces on Instagram. Until next time.